Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dairy Raid and the first transfer portal spotlight. Today it is going to be quarterback Colton Joseph coming in from Old Dominion, a player that has been talked about since he entered the portal as a potential candidate to come into Madison. He was sought after. The Badgers beat out, if we are to take the media reports as accurate, the likes of Florida and Florida State to gain his commitment. He brings an intriguing skill set, I don't want to say a run first quarterback, but a mobile QB who is not afraid to use his feet, who's tough, physical, can be used in the quarterback design run game. And I have two games here that we are going to break down. First, we have Indiana from early on in the season, and then Virginia Tech. And I feel lucky that we get these two games because a lot of the criticism that you're seeing online about Joseph is his skill set would not work in the Big Ten, would not work in the Power Four. And what does that mean? I don't know. I think a lot of people kind of have their expectations set in a weird direction when it comes to quarterbacks. I think fans want a quarterback who's going to throw for 35 touchdowns a season, and that's the only measure of a good quarterback. But I would compare, in terms of importance to the team, not a skill set, him to someone like Cam Newton. A constant or common criticism of Cam Newton throughout his playing career is he would put up mediocre passing numbers. And Colton Joseph's numbers are not mediocre, but it's not like they stand out. But when you add on top the fact that he is capable of rushing for 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns, that shows what he means to an offense, not just the passing game, to the offense. But we're going to take a look at this right here. Going to see him playing against two Power 4 schools and get a sense of what his skill set is going to be coming into Madison. First up, next series, 2x2 now. 7-7 Indiana. It's tied it up. Okay, motion into the tight look. Gonna get a keep. All right, we're getting that same reading the three-tech defensive tackle. Indiana does a good job here of bringing, when they get the motion, the safety moves down in the box, and he's going to basically trigger as soon as this fullback tight end shows no indication of pass. He's just going to attack downhill, and he's already in the gap. It's a good read. Now what Joseph's got to do, he's got to turn on the jets, because this kind of look here is designed, this kind of scrape exchange kind of look where we're going to let that read man be aggressive, knowing that there is going to be someone on top of him to fill, is meant to confuse mobile QBs. When you're athletic enough to turn into field, RPO here, boom, get the space, okay, and what problem we can get here is Old Dominion's receiver. First thing, unless he's specifically taught to be this close to the sideline, he is not helping himself by his alignment, because he's going to allow himself to get pushed out of bounds. Now, he's quick. Boom, boom, gets off, and he gets past him. But because you don't have a lot of space to work with, you allow him to kind of catch up. And it's that little pat right there that I think what kills this. I hate patting the ball, but what I mean, All right, so 2nd and 10. 2x1 with the tight look. Okay, just because you go no huddle doesn't mean you're going up tempo. Okay, going to condense the formation a little bit. Little exit motion. Going to run the crosser, throws it behind him. Here he just flat out misses it. Yeah, snapping isn't great. I mean, I like his footwork. He's going to peek 1 to the crosser, to the curl, to the flat 2. I haven't had many just straight dropbacks. And here we get it. That's better. That's the spacing that he wanted on the previous one. And I like that their OC came back to it. Okay. So bluff to the switch release. Okay, so 2nd pick. Set up. Got a blitz in his face. All right, so he definitely short arms it. I will give him that. Because, I mean, he has to wait. He can't throw it here. It's not going to be open. He'll run right under it. So he's got to throw it behind. So, and if he doesn't, he's getting sacked, and it's a safety. All right, so that's the end of the first half. A mixed bag, kind of. We haven't seen much. Like, Old Dominion has not asked Colton Joseph to do a lot. I mean, that being said, it's 24-7. All right, so we're coming out, taking that whole shot again on the crosser. Okay, this can be tough when you're play actioning away from your body, open up, find the window. Great spot again. I like that throw. Good positioning. Again, no over rotation. Also like that he doesn't get too wide with his feet. Standing pretty tall, short stride, rips it in there. All right, so 3rd and 14. Interesting to see what the approach is here. You got a false start? No. Center and right tackle kind of nervous in the service. Probably would have benefited from a I mean, that's a heck of an effort. No way. Getting towards the end of the 3rd quarter here. 3x1. Going to open up the formation a little bit. Well, that's good. Come on. Okay, motion to the crosser. Get some movement. So we're going to run cross. We're going to sit over the ball. We're going to run dig. So 1 to 2. And now we're looking for check down. Because, as I've been saying, first read, open, or covered, excuse me. 2nd read, covered. 3rd read, covered. Here we go. 2x2. Quick action. We're going to run the switch crosser again. Nice job staying with it. I mean, at this point, Indiana has seen this exact same play about 17 times. So he doesn't have many options, and he's standing in his end zone, so that kind of changes options even more. But you can create space by throwing it short. And he's probably supposed to run to the sticks and then sit down. Okay, 3x1. Are they going to go pistol? No. All right, 3x1 offset to the weak side. All right. Quick setup. Nope. Really minimal stride here. Yeah, there's a good, a little short, 6-inch stride. Curl. All right, not bad. For the Indiana game, for this game, we saw what we would expect. Indiana's a way better team. Indiana showed it. They were able to play simple and just bring pressure. Old Dominion's offense was therefore limited. It'll be interesting to see once we take a look at the Virginia Tech film if it is a component of their offense to be this simple or it was just the game plan against Indiana. But what can we say of what we saw of Colton Joseph in this game? Positives. Heck of a runner. Obviously has good footwork, has good pocket presence, can move in the pocket as a mobile quarterback with his eyes downfield. That's important. He's very confident in his arm. There's a couple throws here where he made me nervous, but I love that he took the shot. We need that. We need a bit of that gunslinger back. Little things mechanically, but I think he's got the tools. He showed the tools in this game that he can be a functional part of an offense if you design the offense around him. That's the important component. Design the offense around what the quarterback can do and not try to insert him into what your plan is, which is, I think, what we ended up having happen this year. Indiana starters stayed in the entire game on defense. So that says something. Also shows something about Curt Cignetti, that he probably ripped into these guys after this one. But anyways, that is Colton Joseph against Indiana. And next up in the transfer portal spotlight, again, Colton Joseph, this time against Virginia Tech, a game in which Old Dominion got Virginia Tech's coach fired, who then ironically is being rehired as their defensive coordinator. That's not going to be awkward. But anyways, this game hopefully is going to show us more, and it'll be interesting to see if this game they do more because it's a couple weeks down the road in the season, or if that is really how vanilla Old Dominion's offense is, which could be a good sign of potential growth opportunities for Joseph in Wisconsin's offense, because at least they try not to be so vanilla. It was. So here we go. Second down. Okay, we've got the defensive tackle read on the split. We call it bash read because we're getting blockers out in front for the QB on the backside. We're getting blockers out in front for the running back on the front side. Good job here by their running back to get outside. Better job by Virginia Tech safety to get downhill. And they're able to shut it down. Okay, this is still early on in the season, so I'll guarantee you that Virginia Tech's reference for how to play against Old Dominion was the Indiana film. So you're going to probably see them really try to take away Joseph. But it's important that you watch him and how he moves when he doesn't get the ball, when he's handing it off, after he's thrown, stuff like that. All right, third and 3. 2. Long 2. Okay, bash. Hey, Virginia Tech's defensive tackle kind of blows this up. And Old Dominion's backside offensive linemen were pulling. Don't do a very good job getting out in front. Virginia Tech still gets loud. I mean, it's a great play by Virginia Tech's defense. Not a whole lot Joseph can do. But it's to be expected. But anyways, all right, so we've got a power look here. 2 tight ends, 2 fullbacks. And, no, get that down. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Okay, what ends up happening here? Is he not paying attention to the snap? Kind of loses his eyes a little bit. Still drops it in the bucket. Doesn't catch the ball cleanly. It's a great spot. Gets set up. I really like how tall he stands. He overstrides a little bit. I don't like seeing that back foot come up over. Let's see what ends up catching him here. All right, it's just a little off. He's trying to get his eyes up quicker. That's fine. So let's take a look. Set up. It's a great spot. Good effort, but great defense as well. All right, so 2nd and 10. All right, so 2nd and 10. I like that they at least took a shot there. Something we didn't see much against Indiana. Okay. RPO. Reading the overhang. Let the slant get in behind. So same side. You're looking for these players in the front half to get downhill. Flip the hips. Rip. All right, good throw. And let's take a look. Okay, downhill action away. Got to flip the hips. Nice tight release. Good throw. Can be difficult. I mean, he's looking to his right while actioning to his left. Then you got to get the hips around. And a lot of times this is going to be all arm. He still gets the little 6-inch stride. I like seeing that stride. Gets so much more power. You get that little bit extra stride. So that's good to see. All right, so we're starting out pretty good here. Hey, nice job, Virginia Tech. Please tell me that's not going to be there the entire game. Okay, we're going to switch. Nice catch. Nice effort. But that's not why we're here. We're looking at the quarterback. Quick setup, shuffle up in the pocket. It could be kind of tough there because he's shuffling a little bit to his left and has to come back to his right. Takes arm strength to do that. Good spot. All right, let's take a look at it from the box. Protection's not great. Okay, we're still getting beat. Right guard and center. But we're just smooth. Eyes are staying downfield. It's a really good spot. There we go. Get out of the shadow of your own goalpost. Is it me, or does it just seem like just sometimes just the snap is not at the right time? Because it's just the timing of this just doesn't seem right. Anyway, switch release, run to leverage breakdown. We're going to get switch release to the curl. Not there. Okay, work with the QB, know your scramble rules. That is a ridiculous throw. The passing offense here really is not giving him a lot of options. I mean, get some good spin on this. He's falling away. Good throw. All right. 1st and 10 at the 12. Not much there. And again, the formation really doesn't give Joseph much space to throw this ball off of this action. And he puts it where he can. We end up getting a holding penalty as well. Yeah, probably. So I don't mind what they're trying to do, but it's putting the formation so wide. He's going to run out of time really fast. I think that's worth as much throwing it away as anything. All right, so we're going to get defensive penalty, defensive holding, looks like. So 1st goal now at the 6. Hey, Virginia Tech can cover 1. But they're given space. Could be opportunity to sneak a slant or something in. We got the edge. Touchdown. I knew they were going to come back to it. Let them pursue too far inside. Pull it out. You got to have good vision. Because, again, your body is tilted to the right or aligned to the right, and you got to look back to the left. Come on. Yep. Nice hand. Now you got to outrun him. Touchdown. All right, 2x2. Expanding the formation a little bit with the motion. So next up, got 3rd down. Glash, I'm going to take a shot up the seam. Slot fade. All right, nice job of the receiver winning on the line of scrimmage. Well-placed ball. Better catch. And they're going to get pass interference on top of it. Let's look at Joseph's footwork. Set. It's a good throw. Base is a bit wide, which causes him to kind of over-rotate a little bit to get that extra oomph on it. But you can see, even though his base is a little wide, it's strong. I like his movement from set to separation, from the chest to the L position. Nice quick movement. Great placement. Anyways, they got a first down out of it. So 1st and 10, 2 by 2. Okay, little bubble screen. Having a bubble screen is kind of like a fake wheel. It's an interesting way to set up a bubble. Just get it out in space. Hey, make a guy miss. Pick up a few extra yards. When you're looking on for a throw like this, no hesitation, just kind of you turn the double play here. A little skip. Let's see what we get here. Okay. I'd carry the momentum to the receiver. And it's just kind of left foot, right foot. Or right foot, left foot. But, I mean, it's not like this ball's late. It's on time. And with what they're trying to do, they're really trying to push the edge and then just get vertical. It's what you have to do when you set the formation that wide to the sideline. So 1st and 10. And this drive started at the 4-yard line. Now just running inside zone. And these overhangs are kind of causing some problem with them deciding who they're going to pick up. So with 57 playing so wide, you got to really sit in that mesh. And I really love the move from casual to quick. Quick ride, but very deliberate. And a very deliberate quick pull. Getting around the edge. Like we said before, don't necessarily like seeing our quarterback taking pops like that. Okay, 2nd and 8. 3 by 1. Tight end in an H-back position this time. Okay, keeping the eyes downfield. You can see what the progression is. So we're looking sit to the flat, or we're working curls to the flat. He's probably looking down here based on there's no, the safety would be what we're looking for with the running back. So there's probably space to get there. Again, not getting much help with the offensive line. So he's fleshed, able to get his shoulders turned. Does his best to get a pass off. Is there space to get this in? And not there. Again, I like how calm he is in the pocket. He's not bouncing. Just going through his progression. Not bad. It can be, again, when you're running like this and you've got to kind of pull your shoulder back. When you release, it's real easy. You can already see where his shoulders are pointing. As much as he tries to pull back, his feet have to run one place and his shoulders has to go another, and that's going to lead it to getting a little bit wide. 3rd and 8. 2 by 1. I was saying this one kind of hangs up there a little bit. He's got to throw over 2 offensive linemen in his face and the running back. Plus he's getting pressure off the backside edge. In fact, I think, let's see from the box, I think he actually might get hit as he's throwing. He just gets nudged. Good ball, though. Good tight throw. now we got a situation here where we've got a Reed man with his hand in the dirt. Don't need it. Woo! It's a tight window. It's a nice ball. I like to see him step into this a little bit more, not overhinge, which is what's causing it to sail a little bit. But confidence to put it in there. I mean, it's a good throw. It gets there. Stands tall, a little wobbly. Again, I think it's that over rotate. You could see he's kind of stepping over his front knee. And there you actually end up losing a lot of power. Okay, unbalanced look here. 4x0. Slow mesh. Little pop pass to the tight end and the fullback. Sneaking him through. The ball. This could be tough to get going quickly because you're working with the slow mesh and you got to pull it out and get going. I think he wants to throw it right here. Tight end doesn't got his eyes up, so he actually has to wait until he gets into the next window. But nice execution here. Low eyes. You know, subtle eye manipulation. We're looking over here, knowing we're going to come back to the tight end. Boom. Good ball. Just like that, Old Dominion is up 21-0. Next up. So we get the glance. Seam on the RPO. Nothing there. Again, we'll just kind of speed through this. All right, next up. So this time we're going to get split flow, GH, or GT. Pull, and flick it out, modern day. Triple option. Going to get a roughing the passer to boot. Yeah, that's pretty dumb. But we just extend the play. They insert. We'll go to your pitch option, your throw option. Pull. As I've been saying, I really like just the suddenness of his keeps. Just kind of rip it out there. I think he knows he's going to go there pretty quick, pretty soon, pretty early. He's going to set up 6, get 6 to look him in the eyes, and then flick it out there. 1st and 10. Oh, get a straight drop. And this is another one where I really don't like the spacing that Old Dominion gives their receivers, especially to the boundary. You know, bottom of the numbers here is 9 yards. So he's like 4 yards from the sideline. And when you release outside, even on this kind of stop and go, you have no space. Because if you want to have a chance to catch this ball, you have to reestablish yourself inbounds. And bottom of the screen, they're running the switch release. They got inside and over the top leverage on the crosser, and they got good one-on-one on the slot fade. So that's not there. So he's going to the right guy. You're going to put it in a spot where either he's going to catch it or it's going to drop over him. He drops it in a pretty good spot, but the receiver and definitely the play calling does not give him much options to get this pass in there. It's a pretty good spot. And I'd like to see him stop bringing that back foot through. See him arrest that rotation on the front foot. But anyway, second down. Change the play in the line, change the formation. Okay. That one's coming out hot. He's got an edge in his face. So a little bit quicker. I like that. It's better than the last time I threw this route, where he was very nonchalant. Again, same result. Completion is a completion. So action, just rip it out there. There's no space really for him to step. So this is kind of have to be all arm. All right, second down. First down. The scoreboard is not helping us on this. We get a completion. All right. Camera doesn't pick it up. Yeah, burst corner off of it's really hard to tell what this is supposed to be. All right, so we're going to get defensive hands to the face. The receivers are blocking except one guy running a route. So I'm guessing this is some kind of access off of the run. And it's a broken mess, but that's just a flick of the wrist. Let's take a look at it from the end zone. Maybe we could see it better. Okay, stick it in. We got the read. So reading the backside. Pull it out. Yeah, where does he want to go on this? Don't know. But the edge gets inside, so he's got a flush. That's a hell of a throw. He's really solid throwing on the run. He doesn't panic. He keeps his eyes downfield. And a lot of times, mobile running quarterbacks in situations like this, they're going to look to take off. But he just keeps his eyes downfield. And just like that, Old Dominion is up 28-0. Next series, 2x2. All right, got the access off of the inside zone. Gets his feet tangled up a little bit. So that ends up getting him to get a wider release point with his arm. So his arm's coming across his body instead of directly to the target, which if you don't get this a solid grip, and you can kind of see as he's sticking it in, he's readjusting the ball, which causes it to sail to the hand side. Nice job. Got 2nd and 4, 5. Score again. Scoreboard's not helping us, but that's fine. Okay. So this time there, they've run QB off of this. This time the backside linebacker doesn't really react, so running back's going to have the advantage. Got to be quick. Catch, set, throw. Leads them a little bit, which is nice. Lets the running back be able to maintain some momentum. I mean, it doesn't have to get more complicated than that. Let's get out in space, get the first down. That ends up ending that series. All right, next up. Okay, going with the nub look this time. And just a little kick out with a QB lead. All right. Gonna get a holding penalty. Catch. They're gonna bluff. Little stay screen to the number 2 receiver. Boom. And then we're gonna take off on the power. All right, we'll take that. Again, it's gonna come back on a holding penalty, but so catch, eyes. It's amazing how much is the little timing things on this offense really are screwed up by how consistently inaccurate the center is. We're at 3rd and 17 now. Now you're up by pretty good here. How much of a shot are you really taking? And I like this. Okay. You run a play that you know you like, that you're going to get yards off of. We get the widening of the linebacker. That's our key. We're going to take off. It's 3rd down, you're up by a lot. You just want to get some yards so you get in good position to punt. But when you have a quarterback who's an athlete that you can run this type of play with, you have a chance to turn a long situation into something. I mean, Virginia Tech light box already, so we already know we like it. Edge rushers widening even more. Linebackers widening even more. Take that step. Yeah, now we got hat for a hat. And now our quarterback who's more athletic than the defense can make something happen. Good feet. I mean, he runs like a running back. He's natural running the football. He's got the powerful kind of build, compact. Split flow. GH, we're going to keep it this time. And the kind of widening job by the tackle doesn't do a very good job. He actually allows his edge, his end, to get around the corner, get a hand on him. I mean, not much doing here. Don't get enough hats. Yeah, not much we can do there. 2x1. All right, so they're running fade, a curl, And we're not running around at the bottom of the screen. So the check down from the fullback tight end over the ball. Yeah, that's basically all that's there. Nice and calm in the pocket. There's been nothing indicated to me so far that he gets nervous in the service in the pocket. You know, he's very calm in the pocket. Sometimes a little bit too calm, sometimes a little bit too casual. But here he knows what he's got. He goes through his progression 1, 2, 3. And when you run an offense that doesn't give the quarterback many options, you have to be decisive and you have to get through that progression calmly, or you're going to get yourself in a situation where you're going to start forcing throws and forcing the ball. All right. But next up, 2 by 2. All right, there we go. Last play's been money for him. Same side, pull keep. You really sell it by how just the ride. You can see here. Let me get this flipped. Watch his upper body. It's subtle, but lean and pull. And what you've really got to be able to do is you've got to turn your back enough on this so this edge can't see the football. And, you know, his head is pointing in this direction. He's got to be able to see here. So that's impressive. That's good vision. Pull it out. Outrun the defense. Hand it off. All right, so 2nd and 11. Going to get access to the bottom of the screen. Let's see. Come on. Oh, slot fade. Ooh, nice spot. Catch it? Yes, sir. Boom. Wow, that's a good spot. And the timing on this, you know, he's not even through. Ball's already in the air because you've got to give him time to track this. That's an insane throw. Let's take a look at this. He knows where he's going the whole time. 1. What a spot. Throwing mechanics, standing tall. See there? He doesn't over-rotate. He's able to get a nice high release. And you're not getting that false projection. Angles getting to the second level and end up getting a play like that where you get a holding penalty. All right. 2 by 2. Motion to the split. No, motion. I'm going to take a shot up the sideline. Another one, just dropping it in the bucket. Boom. Nice, tall. Little bit of over rotation. He does. The tendency is he over rotates when he gets pressure behind him. So we could take that for what it is. But we're running the slot fade crosser or just switch release. What a great throw. And I like that Old Dominion is still taking shots when they're there, even though they're up by, was it 26 points at this point? Boom. Manipulate with the eyes. Just calmly step up. Drop it in. First down. 2x2. Coming up to the end here. Do they got one more scoring drive in them? Let's see. A few more plays to learn what we can about Colton Joseph. See what they give us. QB power. All right, it's a little bit late in the game to be ducking through this one. Just slide, son. Picked up 6 yards. Just do it. I mean, it's the right call. Or it is a right call. So the way they've been running, he hasn't kept much with this kind of action. Center tackle. All right, there you go. Okay, he's ducking to avoid getting hit. So he did kind of slide. So there we go. That is Colton Joseph. Only had 2 games to really look at his game and see him against a Power 4 schools. He's got the skill set. He's got the mentality to be a solid Big Ten quarterback. He's got the playmaking ability that you want the ball in his hands in situations where you need someone to take charge. Positive sign. He's got things to work on. He's calm. Sometimes he's too calm. Sometimes his footwork is a little bit nonchalant. But it's things you can work on. I think it's partially, you can see it's developed by the fact that maybe his offensive line is not that great. And so it just changes his approach to his footwork at times. But you can't look at this body of work and say that there's not something that you can work with. I think he's an upgrade over anything we've had at the quarterback position the last couple of years in terms of, Tanner Mordecai maybe had a better arm. Could if he had this kind of poise in the pocket, how would things work out? And okay, maybe other quarterbacks have better, down the field arms. But the accuracy that he's showing at times, and you could see how some of his steps could be slightly misleading. Where you've seen their passing game in these 2 games that we've shown. When you're not given very, very many options, it's going to bring your completion percentage down. That's for sure. So he's got things he's got to work on. But I like the skill set. I like his build. I like his footwork. There's a lot to like here. So I'm excited. I think, Badger fans, we can be cautiously optimistic that he's going to fit well into the system. I think we give him more tools to work with. He's going to be able to find a way to make plays. All right, so that is it. That is a look at Colton Joseph. And if you want to see more of Colton Joseph, I've actually taken and broken down both of these games in their entireties so you can see every play against Indiana and Virginia Tech. If you'd like to see those games, they're on Substack. And for a reasonable fee, you can get full game breakdowns of every game throughout the season so far. Going to be doing more of these transfer portal spotlights throughout the off season and a lot more to come. So thank you, as always, for watching this. Hope to see you more throughout the off season. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you then.